I swear, life between like 2008 to about 2016 felt so simple, and I felt so alive back then. And I truly, truly miss just that time frame. I felt like life was way easier. I felt like times were simpler. I know this might not seem true, but in my little world that I was in, I felt like the world was more kinder and felt a little bit more safer. I don't know, life just seemed way more enjoyable back then. And I felt like I was so full of life back in that time. I don't know, life right now don't seem like it was back in 2008 through 2016. If I could just go back and spend time back in that time frame again, doing the things that I was doing, living how I was living, being around people that I was around back then, I definitely would go back. I don't know, nostalgia is kind of weird because it's like I miss them times, but thinking back on them is kind of tough because it's like I'll never get that time back and I can never go back to that place again. Anybody else feel that way as well?
All praise to the Most High, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakak and double honor to our apostles, elders, and bishops here at Great Millstone for teaching this truth that's gone all around the earth, and shalom to the hopeful elect out there. It's your brother Atazawan from the Great Millstone here in St. Louis. Shalom to all you brothers and sisters, you true believers out there of the gospel of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. AI overview, nostalgia. Nostalgia is a wistful, sentimental longing for the past, often associated with positive feelings and a yearning for a specific time or place. It can be triggered by sensory experiences like smells, sounds, or tastes that remind us of past happy moments. While often a pleasant emotion, dwelling excessively on the past can hinder enjoying the present. Now, I read that because that young man in that clip talked about a time of nostalgia, in which he's basically referring to a time period in his life where he can remember happier times. I think he said between 2008 to 2016. All right. Now, I got that clip from the brother's page, the Hopeful Elect 3, all right, who puts up these shorts. And from time to time, we, take those shorts, right, and make lessons out of them. So he saw that young Jake, thinking about in his lifetime the times where he was happy, the times that he was most happy here in Babylon. But this is the thing. This is not a place of our rest, nor is a place for our happiness, okay? And that's what Jake just doesn't understand, all right? We were brought here hundreds of years ago, right, through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai to serve our time and our punishment under these devils, okay? But as you fast forward to our current day and age, these devils are running out of time, and soon the Lord will be back, okay? So don't wish for any happier times for this place, all right? Well, if you do wish for it, it's not going to happen. Babylon is done, it's through, okay? And we're living in a time such as this. Matthew 24:12, and it reads, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold," right? And that's what you see in the earth today, the love of many that has waxed cold, even from your own kind to those of the other nation people who show no regard for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans out there, right? You are the 12 tribes which were scattered abroad, right? You are the descendants, right, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all right? And their power, their God is Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. We are the Israelites, you see? And so Babylon has never been a place for prosperity for us per se, okay? Though you have some Jakes that managed to slip through the cracks, to get whatever it is they wanted to get on this side. But by and large, many of us are not sitting in that position, okay? And so You're looking at your past when things weren't as ugly as they are today. But all of this was prophesied in the scriptures. Okay, this is Ecclesiastes 12:1. It says, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, right? And we're coming upon these evil days. Well, they're here, all right? And they're only going to get more intense. It's only going to get more intense. It's only going to get worse, okay? Remember now that I created the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, right? And for a young man, he's already lamenting that there's no pleasure in these days. He thinks of a time past, right, where things were much better for him. Verse 2, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of windows be darkened. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. And that describes this time now. You know, when you look at the economy, all right, here in Babylon the Great, the lack of jobs, how people are struggling more and more as the weeks go on, right? There's no mirth in this place. There's no happiness. There's no joy, even to the point where all the music just sucks, okay? No real artists, no real singers, no real arrangers, right? No real musicians and writers. There are some that are out there, but we're talking about in popular culture, right? What's pushed in the media, on the radio, and so on, okay? Verse 5, also when they shall be afraid of that which is high, the fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fail, because men go to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets. All right? So you're looking more towards your end in this place, okay, than a beginning, as it were, all right, or joyous times of mirth, okay? And this is what, especially you Israelites, you Jakes out there need to understand, okay? We are still yet in a captivity, and that's what you don't understand. Now, when we read the scriptures, sure, it applied to a time in past, but it also applies to this time now, you see? So let's jump in here. Jeremiah 13:12, and it reads, therefore thou shalt speak unto them this word, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, power of Israel, every bottle shall be filled with wine. And they shall say unto thee, do we not certainly know that every bottle shall be filled with wine? Then shalt thou say unto them, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will fill all the inhabitants of this land, even the kings that sit upon David's throne, and the priests, and the prophets, and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem with drunkenness. And that's what you see, okay? Those of the tribes, totally, really, here in Babylon the Great, you were drunken off of the propaganda, the lies, the hope of being on Esau Edom's level, okay? You're filled with the drunkenness of the wickedness of this place and those that run it. And you believe that this is your rest. Well, it isn't, okay? Verse 14, and I will dash them one against another, even the fathers and the sons together, saith the Lord. I will not pity, nor spare, nor have mercy, but destroy them. Hear ye and give ear, be not proud, for the Lord has spoken. Give glory to the Lord your power before he calls darkness, and before your feet stumble upon the dark mountains. And while you look for light, he turned it into the shadows of death and make it gross darkness. And that's what's happening here in Babylon the Great, right? This is a place of our captivity. This is a place where we've suffered and died, okay? This is that valley in the shadow of death. But if you will not hear it, my soul shall weep in secret places for your pride. And mine eyes shall weep sore and run down with tears, because the Lord's flock is carried away captive. Say unto the king and to the queen, humble yourselves, sit down, for your principality shall come down, even the crown of your glory. The cities of the south shall be shut up, and none shall open them. Judah shall be carried away, Salakia. Judah shall be carried away captive, all of it. It shall be wholly, meaning all of it, carried away captive. You see, and this is a place of our captivity. You was never supposed to be happy here anyway. Though the Lord lightened the burdens, right, slightly, ever so slightly, right, from 400 and some odd years ago up until now, but yet you are still in your captivity. Okay, these people hold you captive, right? And who are they? They're the wicked of the earth, Esau, Edom, who's running this place, behind the shadows of everything else, right? And you're mourning over it. You're mourning because you don't see a bright future as you was promised all the days that you went to public school and was told how America was a beacon to the world and how you were going to prosper here and be great and you can be anything you want to be. All lies. Proverbs 29:2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And that's what you hear now. Nothing but mourning, nothing but grievances, nothing but complaints from all the people of Babylon the Great. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right? Esau, Edom is the one, right, who covered the faces of the judges, and the judges are the Israelites. Right? We go into it all the time about iconoclasm, covering up the faces, right, of the true people of the scriptures and painting themselves in, okay, as the people of the Lord. Isaiah 47, and you see here it says, lament for Babylon. Verse 1, it says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms, right? And you have what? You have the Lady Liberty that stands in the New York Harbor, right? That's supposed to be that beacon of light, Babylon the Great, okay? And the Lord's prophesying through Isaiah that the day will come when the daughter of Babylon shall be shut down, shall be taken out of the way, shall no longer be that queen, all right? And all those who love this place, you're going to go down with it. Verse 6, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou verily heavily laid thy yoke, right? And even when they had us in chattel slavery, they showed no mercy, even to the aged men and women. You see, cruelty, wickedness. That's what they showed you, right? And so many of you, 2/3 of you here in Babylon, you're still in those spiritual and mental chains, okay? You haven't broken free. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has not given you the wisdom, the knowledge, the light, okay? And so you're lamenting over this place because you thought you had a chance to make it big, to be rich, to be prosperous, all right? And now you can see it as it circles the drain that you basically have no hope. Verse 7, and thou saidst, Salakia, saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. And so this place has to be destroyed for all of its wickedness, run by Esau Edom, right? All their international bankers, right? All their foreign aids and policies and so on and so forth. Verse 8, therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that saith in thine heart, I am and none else beside me, I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. Okay? And pretty much that's it. You know, you can see, matter of fact, let's just read the rest of it. Let's just go on and finish it out. Verse 8, it says, therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasure, that dwelleth carelessly, that saith in thine heart, I am and none else beside me, I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. You see, because this is a place of witchcraft, okay? We go into it all the time, talking about the things that were in that land of Egypt that was brought into Babylon, right? And Babylon the Great, and how they set this country up, okay? With witchcraft, okay? You could see that even in and of itself, Washington, D.C. is set up like over there in Egypt, Cairo. I can't think of the other names of those places. That's got all those different monuments. Well, Washington, D.C. is laid out just like that place over there. The reflective pool, what is that thing? The Washington Monument, which is an obelisk. Okay, all of those things were brought over here to this place. You see? For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. Right, so the things that are happening are really spiritual that's happening to this place. They think it's politicians that's destroying it. No, it's Yahweh Hashem Yahushua that's destroying it. Okay? And mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail. Thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Behold, they shall be as stubble, and fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, or fire to sit before it. Thus shall they be unto thee, with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee. Right, so ever since this time was this place was birthed, right, from 13 colonies to calling it the United States of America Incorporated, all right, and all the people that helped to build this place are going to watch it go down. And those of you who rely on the system here, all right, you're going to go down with it. See, because Jake is too comfortable here. And that's what they're crying over. All right. And you better prepare yourself for this right here. All right. This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Right. And Jake, as I said, is so comfortable here. This is what you're not looking for. All right. But the elect of the Lord, okay, through the grace and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, okay, those men, women, children that believe in the truth of the Bible, okay, not what fake false Christianity teaches you, not what fake Jesus teaches you, okay, that there's an hour that's coming that's going to try everybody. And you need to prepare yourself instead of worrying about nostalgia or time past. That's just what it is. It's past. Never to come back again in this place. Babylon the Great is finished. okay? And all your fun times are over, all right? And you better prepare yourself for the return of the Lord. You need to repent, all right, and come into the truth before this hour of temptation is upon you. Because if you don't, you're going to go down in flames with Babylon the Great, all right? So anyway, that's my take on it. You know, just wanted to do a quick response to that video when I saw it. All right, just put a quick lesson together on it. You know, don't look for Babylon to be healed. It's not going to be healed. All right, this place is finished. All praise to the Most High Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Shalom.